Hey y'all. Noah, everyone who reads it must converse. Thanks for coming by. So today, finish up Anna Karenina. What a beautiful novel. This is a Piotr Volkonsky. I definitely recommend it. This is a beautiful translation. It's done so well, so easy to read. It really was. So imagine, I took the whole novel after a few days of feeling as if I experienced Romeo and Juliet for the first time. It's awesome. It's just a wonderfully well told story. Very, very, what I call it a psychological drama. Is just what it is. Very cool. Loved some of the characters, and but most of them were just that, a different culture, a different age, a different time. So you learn to love a character, but it's just so different, so different. So with touching, I loved it. There's the cap on it. I wanted to touch on a few things and how I thought about the book as a whole by examining a few of the characters. And the first one is Karenin. So that's Anna's husband, and his beautiful uh, scene in the book where Anna has had her daughter by Vronsky, and he is over at their house. He's there, and he's just hit in shame, complete shame for his position in this. Karenin comes in and forgives everything completely, completely without any residue. It's awesome. And so he loves. He knows how to really love somebody, even if he can't understand them. Is to love them, want them to be happy. And afterwards, just to touch on it, Vronsky has his suicide attempt, and then he's having a conversation with Anna's brother, Stefan Oblonsky. And so in that conversation, he has another experience where this was after and when Anna had not died from the childbirth and was recovering, and she was saying she can't live like this to her brother. She can't accept Karenin's forgiveness. He's he's confronted with Stefan saying, give her a divorce. How, under what terms would you give a divorce? And he knows that if he gives her a divorce, he's going to destroy her in society. And so he sees through touching the forgiveness of Christ that he can give her a divorce and take the blame for the divorce on to himself. And at that point, uh, let her go and be happy and live with Vronsky. And he says, give up his son as well, if that's what it takes to make her happy. Give up their son to her to raise. And he decide and he says, wouldn't it be better just to leave it be the way that it is, and everybody just act civil to each other? But even if that's not possible, then as you wish. And it reminded me of the Gethsemane experience, of asking for things to be different if they can be different. But at the end of the day, your will, not mine. God, do as you wish. So, uh, what a beautiful, amazing portrait, and all the more tragic for Anna, because at this point in the novel I was looking at, it was like Anna was a drug addict and couldn't, and just didn't mess things up, didn't screw things up bad enough yet to really want to change and see that you're going down a horrible road that only ends in tragedy. And so she didn't hit that point yet, and she's just unable to accept Karenin's forgiveness in such a big way that when he even gives in to a divorce under in that kind of way, she rejects that as well. She would, she can't give in to even what she does want, and uh, she just continues on. So Karenin's it's just awesome how, and we'll touch a little bit more in a minute on him later on in the book a little bit. He didn't play much of a point of a big role after that kind of scene. Anna and Vronsky go off and do their thing. They go to Paris where Vronsky dabbles in painting for a few months and things like that. And they meet up with the most famous, some most famous painter, and paints Anna a self-portrait. He privately commissions him to do it. It's over the top love. They're just living that life, going after what they both are going after, what they see as their salvation. There's something that is going to give them happiness when they have everything. Both of them do. Both of them did. And, Vronsky's given everything up in his life for that. His career, his relationship with his family, and he lives, in society just as a single guy, but everybody knows. And then Anna is kind of, I don't want to just put it so simply as to say she's like self-deluded and like deluding herself down in thinking, in how she's thinking about her position, but she's unwilling to accept her own decisions afterwards. It's a thing where she's just can't deal with her own past, her own decisions that she's made. I don't. It's tragic. It's so tragic, and so it's one of these things that you just can't. I wouldn't want to ever kind of spoil it for somebody, because nobody spoiled it for me. And Levin's story is cool, and it took me a while to pull what Levin's all about. Why Levin? Why this story being told along with Anna Karenina's story, to such a degree. And I think that in Levin we have the story of a journey, a quest. This guy who's seeking something, he's trying to find something, and when all the ladies described him as very intelligent, and all the men looked at him as aloof. He's always aloof. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know why, kind of thing. If he's in society, if he's in city, he's a country, landowner and farmer and all that. And so I started seeing that, especially in the election scene, he was walking around, talking to the servants, talking to the people serving food and everything, and just aloof from the activity of them. Didn't understand it, didn't know really what questions to ask. And then when they gave him the chance for his turn to vote or something, he just doesn't even know how to do it. They tell him, Stefan tells him exactly how to do it. He still messes it up. So this is a bumbling, he's bumbling in that way in these kind of situations among only men. He can hold his own in conversations one-on-one, but not really. He's always losing philosophical debates that he starts. He's always losing face in front of men. So I was thinking, well, would they look at him like intelligent? They don't look at him like intelligent. What is he? He's the fool. He's like the fool from the Tarot. And so the fool goes on the journey. And the fool, to all the outward, kind of looks like somebody who's a loose cannon, You never know what to expect, and he might be, just an idiot. But then on the inside, they're learning everything. They're experiencing everything. And Levin definitely dabbled in all kinds of stuff, writing a book that he never finished. You know, certain agricultural theories of how to run your farm and stuff that never really materialized in anything. But during all that time, during all of his life there, he's being initiated into different degrees of life. There's marriage, to Kitty, which was just a huge ordeal for him because of his own, way. It's it's very endearing because at their wedding, Kitty is also like that. Kitty and him share this awkward moment at the altar together. And you've shared awkward moments with Levin over and over, all this kind of stuff. And you see that wow, they are uniquely fitted for each other. They're meant to be, standing up there together. So that was cool. But Levin, when it comes down to it, is the one that's always asking the question and searching. So he was initiated into marriage. He was initiated then into death with the death of his brother from alcoholism. And so it was beautiful, a beautiful death, if it can be termed like that. Kitty really shined in that. And then he was initiated into fatherhood, parenthood, along with Kitty. And that was just this huge. He doesn't know what to think or deal as well. Doesn't know whether to love or to pity. And he feels pity and compassion and doesn't understand that is the fatherly love. That is what this parental love is all born from, is understanding that now my life right now is for this baby right now, because if I don't pay attention to this baby 100% all the time, it will die. It will die. As parenthood, it's ridiculous to hold the baby in your arms. And so Levin gets a handle on that. But at the end, he does find, what he's looking for. And what is he looking for? He's looking for a purpose. He's looking for meaning. He's looking for everything that everybody's looking for. And he finds his meaning. And he finds his purpose for life. And it's beautiful. And it's also a Christian ideal. So, Tolstoy was not a very religious man at the writing of Anna Karenina, and later critiqued himself in a couple of short stories about issues that he handled in Anna Karenina. Obviously, had some weight in his soul, right? So, check those out. And then, when it comes down to it, Anna Karenina's story is such a tragedy, and Anna Karenina had everything, except for the love that she could handle. And we all want the love as much love as we can handle, honestly. So it's a beautiful story. It's a very sad story, and it is one that'll stick with you for the long run. Please comment if you got anything. I'd love to kind of shoot back and forth on Anna Karenina. Thank you. Thank you, BookTube. See you next time. Bye.